Welcome back everyone, and welcome to a day in the life as a racing driver who's driver coaching. Right now I'm in Kyrgyzstan in the north of Ireland doing an 8-day test, and today is day 4. Currently on the track driving from the house that the team Dolan rent, and we have to drive on the track to get back to the garage. So, come join me, see what we get up to. Just woken up, heading over now. Actually got some laundry to do, so we'll see what the crack is. Most important part of the day, washing up the fireproofs. This is how most mornings look in the winter time. Got the suit and the fireproofs heated up, and boots, just so I don't freeze when I put them on. And then over here we got the race car, putting some temp in it, because if you run it cold you can damage it, so it's really important to get the temperature up. And it looks like a nice day. It actually looks half decent. I mean, I suppose it is a nice day. It's just absolutely freezing, so windy. Here's Joe. That's what the mornings look like. Here's the young driver Cameron Smith, and the main sponsor, Andy. How are you feeling for today?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Just bit by bit, yeah.
Awesome. The track's about to go green. It's time to get ready for my run of the day. As you can see, getting into the race car here, it's a bit of a process getting in. You need a mechanic to strap you in, as we've got 6-point harnesses in these cars. And like I was saying, it's a really cold day at Kyrgyzstan, so I had to get the heat in the car, and eventually we're ready to go. So here I'm driving off. Now let me talk you through a lap. We're just going over start finish now, up to 4th gear. As you can see, I've just done a 61.56. All I'm thinking about now is trying to brake as late as possible into Colonial, and I really want to carry that braking in to try and rotate the car nice and early on the throttle. I was getting blinded by the sun in this run a little bit, but you got to get on with it anyway. So now into Fisherman's. This corner is kind of trying to carry as much minimum as possible, so that's what I'm really focusing on at this point. And now the chicane is all about direction change in the car, so it's super important to have a good setup, as you want to be able to get from the right to the left nice and quickly and maximise your exit, as this is such a long straight. Now I'll try and get really disciplined with checking my water temp. So the whole lap I'm checking my splits anyway, which is here on the wheel. I'll pause it and do a circle. As soon as I've exited that chicane, first thing I'm checking is water temp, and then the split, and then it's all about nailing the hairpin, similar to Colonial. Whereas I'm trying to just brake as late as physically possible, get the car rotated and on throttle nice and early. So come over the line and it's a 61.57, so 1/100th of a second slower than the lap before. Wouldn't really know where I'm losing that without looking at the data, but yeah, that's a rough idea of what the mindset is driving a lap of Kyrgyzstan in a Formula Ford. So I just came in from my first run. Now it's Cameron's turn. Pretty much tight line of Fisherman's, because the wind can change how the track is. So right now it needs a tighter line to avoid the oversteer, but yeah, how you feeling?
Good, yeah, just kind of, not even halfway yet, so I'm just kind of
Good.
just chipping away.
Yeah, just keep chipping away. Joe's currently swapping the belts over and the seat. So each of these bags might not look like much, but they're moulded to the driver's backside for extra comfort whilst driving. As you can see, that's Cameron's legs right there. My seat there, as you can see, it's quite small because I'm quite big, so I take up more room. Joe changes the seat and the belts to Cameron's, so Cameron's fully smug in the race car, and then he's good to go. And that's how it looks. So Cameron's just started his first run. This is the reality of racing. What happened?
Can I be graphic?
Yeah, go on, yeah.
My testicle popped out of the belt and it snagged. It's horrible.
Yeah. So when that happens, it's not a nice feeling, is it?
No.
So he's had to box, redo his belts. 6-point harness, so it's really easy to catch a testicle. Which I can say firsthand, It's not a vibe. It's not a vibe. But yeah, going all right. You got down to, did we get you on a 1.8?
Yeah.
Just keep chipping away. I think because of how cold it is, the tyres are just going to come on and on and on. Because it's so chilly.
Is your balls unpopped?
I don't know.
They don't feel like it,
Oh,
do
I don't know.
they? Right. Okay.
Camera's back on.
Ignition on.
Right.
Start her up.
Checkpoints, yeah? Checkpoints. Yeah, good lad. Let's go. So, he's now on his second run. Just completed the first run. Did one lap time very, very fast, where he was about a tenth off me. It was actually 800ths off me, so within the tenth. But we're still working on the consistency with him. So we did that one lap that was, like I say, a tenth off me, and then all the other laps were, you know, yo-yoing within about 5-6 tenths. Whereas for me, I was able to do pretty much all my lap times within 2 tenths and about 5 within a tenth. So that's what we're working on now. Here he comes. And as you may or may not know, that looked really good. So yeah, good rotation in the car. Got on throttle nice and early. Happy with that. This corner here is probably his biggest weakness to me, this and the hairpin. He's actually quicker than me in the Fisherman's and the chicane. A bit of an advantage as he's about 10 or so kilos lighter than me. But nevertheless, he's driving very well through those corners. So we're just trying to get him really efficient on the braking, and these 2 corners require heavy braking. So here he comes again. So, pretty similar to last lap really. I like how he's going for a tight line. Don't want to give too much away on this, but yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So, I've got a stopwatch, so every time he comes by, I press this button and then we can see what lap time he's doing. But we've got the data in the video as well. So it's all about getting as many perspectives as possible and then trying to figure out where he can improve and then how to deliver that message so then he does improve. But yeah, that's basically what most of my day contains. So yeah.
Yeah. So was Cowdy was flying the wet thing as well.
After gaining all these perspectives, between each session, I'll download all the data onto the laptop and also download the video too. I like to do this thing with my drivers where they have to tell me where they either gained or lost time on their previous run before looking at the data, as it makes you really think about what you did better, worse, or where the track improved, etc. Anyway, after doing that, we look at the squiggly lines a little bit before then mainly dissecting the video, which in my opinion is the most useful tool. I'm obviously not going to show all of it, as this is about a 15-minute clip of us going through data and video, but I'll give you little snippets so you get a rough idea.
Chicane, she's committed to throttle that, could have been an animal.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's at your exit. What I'm saying is, here, your speed on the blue lap, you're carrying 4 kph more, right? So obviously, at that point there, that's all going on to the exit. That's a lot quicker. If you could have somehow managed to get a similar exit to that, but without having to back out the throttle, that would have been unreal. So we need to figure out why you had to back out that lap. You brake too early, realised it, come off on pressure, and you had to go back on. Let's see here, you hit the pressure, and you more or less maintained it. You're always going to be coming off slightly. More or less maintain it. Here you've actually gone back up on pressure. That there, that's what killed the win. Yeah. So we think that happened.
Do you know what you're going to fix for this next run?
No mistakes. consistently.
Okay, and your best lap, what did you do? What you could have done better? On your best lap.
I just hit the curb really weirdly. I got a cross step and kind of ruined my exit, but
Too much curve at the chicane.
yeah.
Okay.
So just, I mean, everything before that was great. So it's
What's the other big thing we're focusing on now?
braking later in the hairpin.
For the whole entire run? At the start of the run?
Checkpoint.
Start of the run. Come on.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, but at the start of the run. What are we doing?
Get up to pace quicker and more tires quicker.
Okay. And how are we gonna warm the tyres up quicker?
More energy.
Yeah.
In the tires.
So it's okay if we're slightly sideways and stuff. Because
Yeah.
you're just putting energy through a tyre.
Right.
It's like 2 degrees and windy. We need the energy through a tyre.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. I've got it on video now, so you've got to do it. I'm now sat at the chicane. I normally would be stood on top of my car, but it's really cold, so I don't fancy it. You can still see the chicane pretty good from in the car. Here's the view. But yeah, getting out is pretty brutal. So another example of corner where I'd watch him from. It's just coming around Debtors now, going into the first corner, Colonial, where I was earlier. Got the stopwatch, and all it is I'm just watching his technique to see is that he's actually doing a really good job. Well, first of all, introduce yourself. Who are you? What have you done?
I'm
What's your
Cameron
background?
Smith. I'm originally from California. I've been doing karting for about 3 years. I just came second in the championship, which is kind of nice. And now I've moved to the UK officially full time to race with Team Dolan and Bernard Dolan for next year.
Very good. And how much car experience have you got?
Before my first days here, I had about five in California in the 1600 Honda.
5 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were not together. It was like it was sporadic,
Yeah.
but I went to Button and Willow Springs.
So, very limited on experience prior to this. You've already basically doubled. You've done 4 days, and you did 4 days when I was away. So 8 days total so far.
Yeah.
So you've over doubled your car experience. How do you think the Cameron Smith of right now today is versus the Cameron Smith after your last test in California?
I mean, much better driver for sure. I mean, I think in California, as I was doing the 1600 stuff, I was still in the back of my mind just focused on that karting championship.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of hard to focus on one when you next week have a race or a test in a kart. So I think now that this is what I need to do. It's just like I just need to do everything I can to get on pace. So yeah, the first 4 days was good. It was more just learning, and Isaac Canto as well was with me. And
Isaac Canto, for those of you who don't know, is the young Brazilian lad who I was coaching throughout this year. He would be a few months younger than you, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's half a year.
Half a year, okay. So they're both 16. It's very interesting seeing the differences and similarities between the two of you. Because you both come from even though he's Brazilian, he's come from the United States, like yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you're Scottish. Don't sound it. You look it. But yes, it's interesting seeing the similarities and differences between the two of you, and the different ways that you work, different ways you respond to the coaching, to like my messages, effectively. So that's all it is. I'm just relaying things that I've learned in my past to try and fast track your learning. That's all coaching is.
Yeah.
So it's interesting seeing the differences. But yeah, I think it'd be fair to say that you two should be at a similar level next year. You've got similar experiences. Maybe he's got more Formula Ford experience, to be fair.
Yeah, because he's done
His
festivals.
Yeah. But I definitely think you can take it to him. I think both of you could be really competitive next year, with what I've seen. Anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal.
And now, how do you feel like these 4 days have gone?
I mean,
Irrespective of everything else, like versus when you rocked up here Sunday, when you landed from England into Ireland, what your expectations were, and how the days have gone relative. What do you think?
I kind of like
Speak up a bit, because I don't know if it's picking you up with this fire. Speak up a bit.
Okay. So yeah. I mean, last time I was here, I was about 7/10 off of Isaac, and still very just kind of new and not really knowing what I was doing.
Would you say now you got a much better understanding of what's required to go fast?
Yeah, I know more of the mechanics of the car as well, and like I think then it was just kind of just get warm, get accustomed to it. Whereas now it's like
learn how to change gears, know which way to track.
Don't miss gears, and I mean, first day I was taking deaders half throttle. So.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
All right.
So it's definitely.
You're definitely not doing that now.
Yeah, no.
Are you flat shifting yet?
No.
You're still not.
I tried it and it just I missed. Like I didn't want to. I already missed one trying to flat shift.
You missed it.
Yeah.
Did you rev much?
No.
I can find it in the data. You gotta tell me the truth.
It didn't rev high or very high. I swear. I missed it.
Okay.
It's to be fair, this is the only gear I missed in the 4 days.
You did an absolute Ronin and you're not telling me.
And the valves are still fine. So, but yeah, no. Like first day, I didn't expect to set the time that I did.
Yeah, you were really fast the first day. Actually.
Yeah, first day I was already pretty much on it. I didn't even know.
I honestly think that's because of how much I spoke to you the day before. I'm like saying it, but I'm actually being half serious because we were watching video. I think that
definitely helps because
the
last test I did was before the Hayes Festival and National Round, so I was able to stay with and like look at video of me and Jordan went through videos together.
That would definitely help.
So yeah, just seeing how they drive, and then even though it's different tracks, the mechanics of the car are the same.
So those who don't know, Jordan, who we just spoke about, he drives for this team, Team Dolan, and he just won the British National Championship. And then Chris Middlehurst won the Walter Hayes this year, which is 120 cars enter. It's one of the biggest events of the year at this level. So obviously for Cameron, coming from the States and being able to take that all in, being in that environment, it's going to be helpful because you've seen how these guys work. Everyone has slightly different ways of going about it. Everyone has slightly different styles whilst driving. But it's still like good to know what different people do. And if you can pick that up, I think that's great. So yeah, you would have got this very. What I'm trying to say that the caliber of drivers very high in this team.
But no,
you got to see Niall at the festival. You got to see Niall at the festival.
Yeah.
Like,
big time.
who else? That Jonathan Koitak. How'd you say his name? Koitak. I rate him a lot. I think he's really good.
Yeah.
So
he was.
All these drivers you're getting influenced by.
Yeah.
That can't be bad.
No, definitely not. It was like both the festival and Hayes had 6 drivers, all of which made the final. So yeah, it was. It's very high.
I think all of which on their day could have been fighting for the win.
Easily, yeah. I mean, and Isaac was in it as well. He made the final, both finals, and but also he's 16. He was the youngest ever entrant.
This is his first ever race.
Yeah, but he's the youngest ever entrant in the Hazen Festival. So, I mean, and he still makes the finals.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, genuinely.
How did you know that? How did they work it out?
Because he wouldn't talk about it. He wouldn't stop talking about it.
How did they work it out?
I don't know. He found out from someone. I don't know whether it was Alan Bowles or something like that.
So good week. All right, that was a good way to cap off the video, I think.
Yeah.
So that's basically a day in the life, what goes in behind the scenes, how we improve the drivers. Now, you just need to coach me. All right, thank you for watching, everyone.